right? So it's like it helps me a separate their team out, so I'm not getting caught in a team fight or getting like I go at someone and then four people poured in a second. Well, maybe that'll happen no matter what, but it just helps me be able to separate people so I can kind of focus one person down.
Yeah, split pushing is
So
really good. It's just what I'm worried about is you might be overdoing it a lot because a lot of times,
mm.
and this isn't like supposed to be like judgmental or whatever,
Oh no,
but
go for it. I'm
um,
not doing well, so I need help.
it's when you the lower MMR a person is, the more that they're looking for the one thing that'll fix it, and it's kind of like oftentimes if you tell somebody that's lower skill bracket, they'll be like, if you're like, okay, split pushing is really good because this and this, and then also this, and then they think that they're just gonna win the game because they know how to split push and then nobody else does, and then they're split pushing when they should be team fighting or when they should be off the map and looking for kills or something like that, or they'll go to a lane when their offlaner is also headed to that lane, but you're a little bit closer, so your offlaner can't do anything, and you're just taking his lane that he was going to, or something like that. That's often the case when people figure out new strategies or like new realizations. They kind of like overdo it some. So that might be what you're running into, but I'd have to see to know.
Mm. Yeah, so what I was experimenting with, one of the things is getting kind of lots of cheap utility items to kind of help me. I was kind of thinking about in item builds, maybe if I get one of this early, it's going to accelerate me faster to get to things later on. So one of the things that I gotta say, Quelling Blade is kind of one of my favorite things. So I was like, okay, if I've got Quelling Blade and my team doesn't push out waves at all, so much so that they lose a team fight, they're running after kills, kind of like minute 10 or 12, losing a team fight, and they're all pushed in. It's like I'm very much the type of person. I think this is one of my problems is that I get into a zone of where I'm like push out the lanes and then hunt people down. Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
daytime push out, always making sure the lanes are pushed out.
Daytime
Uh,
pushing is good. I think nighttime it's more. Nighttime is the time where you can, if you're like even or ahead, you can kill almost anyone with very minimum help. So if you're spending the nighttime pushing out lanes, you're letting everyone else that's not near there feel safe that you're not ganking them. And that might not be that big of a
okay.
deal the lower you are, but that's something where if you play against better players, they'll see you on the mini map and they'll be able to play a lot more aggressively and go for things that they wouldn't go for if they didn't know where you were.
Okay.
Um, but I want to get into a replay so we can like look at these things because the last like 3 or 4 points I've thrown at you have been kind of like just speculation, and I don't actually know
Yeah.
if that's what you're doing or not.
I'm kind of like, I think you're going to be mad about the fact that I'm laning too much, but seriously, I just get yelled at a lot of times if I'm not doing like more typical roamy stuff. Like when
Yeah.
I'm more doing, if I do typical roaming stuff, people expect that I'm going to be running around at night in their lane doing stuff. And like whenever I've tried to sat mid, been yelled at by my whole team. And then they basically were like, this night stalker, like get out of my lane. You're soaking my XP and like quit trying to gank mid. You're not doing anything. It's like, I'm trying to muscle them out of lane. It's like one of those things of where
Yeah.
I just can't do at 1 mm at like my 1 mmr zone.
Yeah.
They're not having it. So I have to do it more like kind of a little bit more typical. And one of the things is because the my early XP with the bounties have been really nerfed, I need to get to like level 2 or 3. And what I've been doing is maybe off laning or being flexible and trying to get to level 3 before I can like hit mid at night. And you can see some of the games I'm doing really well at the beginning. Here, let's go to the one where there's the CM mid. Here, I'll show you what I mean. There's like maybe go to the second one. One of the losses here. One of the 4 losses. There's like a CM mid.
Lol. Alright. This'll be
Yeah,
fun.
this is it. Yeah, this is a okay. So I first picked like the roamer. I poked the roamer, right?
Yeah.
You'll see. I did really well with my first nighttime. You'll see. Go. I mean, like I think I got 6 kills in my first night, or 4 kills or something in the first little bit.
You got 2.
Oh, I only got 2?
You
I mean, I
two
got
and
2,
one
but
assist.
I think we got 4. We got a bunch. I remember in the first night time. I think it was this one.
Well, part of understanding
This
this
was the
matchup.
first. This was the first game of where I'm actually playing against people my rank. Just let you know. Every other one has been like 2 or 3, and a lot of times I win those. Do you know what I mean? Like the ones of where like literally like they're 2 badges ahead of us. That doesn't intimidate me. I actually do really well in those situations. So
Yeah, it's because your roaming is probably more accepted at that level. A small thing right here, your camera positioning shit. You should be looking like here
okay,
instead of here.
okay.
But what
Sometimes
I
I'm
was
just
gonna-
chatting. I'm just like talking to them.
I
I'm
gotcha.
saying like, hey, can you kind of keep back? Maybe we can get a kill, like stay hidden. And then the CM walks in this way, and it's just like, how is that a thing? How is that a
Yeah.
thing?
She's still a CM. I mean, it worked. Lol.
It worked. It
Um,
distracted them.
Yeah. You need to be using your quick buy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's one of my big things. And then what I was gonna say before is, which team do you think has the better late game?
Well, come on. We're like 3 support, and then I'm kind of a support, and then we only have 1 core Slark. So if Slark doesn't have like an insane game, we're like 2 roamers and 3 supports. So Sniper's gonna murder it. If he's like Sniper versus CM mid. Basically, it's a free lane,
Yep.
and he'll get all the CS. CM, I don't know what the hell she was thinking. This is what I'm talking about. This 1K nightmare. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Monkey King's great. WK has a fucking amazing late game. Mirana's amazing.
Yeah.
Pengo's
So basically,
amazing.
my
You know what I
point
mean?
with
Like,
this is,
they don't have one. They don't have one like actual support unless WK is the support or Mirana's the support. But
I guess
don't know.
Mirana would be the closest thing, and maybe Wraith King. But it's kind of like, with this in mind, you need to be pressing the advantage before 25 minutes. And if the game goes past that, even if you guys are ahead, you're going to lose. This is what I was kind of talking about at the beginning of the lesson, where one team can do really well at the beginning, and then they think that they're doing well because they're better, but it's just they have a better early game lineup. Like, you guys are a lot stronger than them early game if you play it right, but after like 20 minutes, you guys are shit.
Our CM first skilled the her
Oh yeah, she's winning every other
give you
lane,
mana
dude.
thing. She first skilled
yeah, the aura.
the aura, which I think is like kind of weird considering like her strength is that frostbite thing. I thought, you know,
She
like
should
at
have.
least she can zone him out.
She should have probably used this instead.
Oh,
'Cause this
Crystal
is like,
Nova. Yeah.
this doesn't do. It's not instant damage, so you can't last hit with it. And if you use this the last hit, you also nuke the.
Oh
the
yeah,
sniper,
you nuke the guy.
But yeah, even without that aura, you should be throwing at least one of your voids out, because it's like you want your mana regen to be ticking, Because, like, if you threw one out, like, right when the lane started, you would have been full mana by now. So you kind of just, like, missed a whole void already.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see that. I'm probably a little tilted about the whole CM thing already. Like, I think I might have got a little bit tilted, but I'm just showing you what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to CS. I got the Quelling Blade early. One of the things that makes me, sometimes I get distracted, so I find myself making like game-losing mistakes of where I accidentally get earned before I get my phase boots. I think I was fine with.
This
I
whole
think
thing is, I don't like this chase at all. Like, it's great that you, like, this guy's retarded and you punished him exactly how you should have. Right here. But, he has this the whole time. And whenever he wants to, he can just jump away and you can't do anything about it. So the play that you want to make here is just make sure you get these last hits.
Yeah.
And you're...
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like if you get the kill,
I didn't know if the second void. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to be following him for how long would that be? The second void definitely doesn't kill him, but the third one might have. But you would have to chase him for 13 seconds to get that.
Okay, that's basically like a quarter of the map. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you miss. I think you miss 3 last hits. You probably only could have missed 2.
Yeah.
But it's just like
the ogre was doing a good job. He was chill. You know what I mean? Like he kept on igniting him and kind of. You know, we were definitely bullying him out of lane, which was cool because, you know, we were definitely, he was like solo laning it.
Yeah.
And we were keeping up on, you know, he wasn't a level advantage, even though he should be, because I was trying my best to last hit. I would have liked if the ogre was last hitting or even denying while I'm kind of zoning him, or if he was like zoning him from the other side.
Well, the thing is, Night Stalker's kind of like a 3.5, whereas Ogre Magi is kind of like a 4.5. Does that make sense? Like position wise. Like,
okay.
If Ogre gets a fuck ton of gold, who cares? Like, yeah, he can blink and stun a little bit better, but alright, it doesn't change anything. He's still just a big blue goon that runs around and tanks spells and throws out Bloodlust. But you can get a Ags, you can solo pick off people, you can deward their entire map and everything, so it's kind of like, you want to be the one farming here. And then right here, like, it's enough to just cast the Void there. You don't have to keep chasing him here. Your slow doesn't last long enough for it to, like, matter at all. And this guy, the only time that you, like, might be able to chase him if this is on cooldown, which it's not. And then, like, if you, the lane's gonna push harder. Like, it's pushing, is it? If you played this correctly, you could have had the lane push into you. If you right-click him right now, and then pull these guys onto these guys, which means, like, just right-click this guy, and then run this way, so that when these guys lose interest in you, they, like, are right here, and then they go on their entry. Yeah, so this guy's gonna die, but then these guys will die, and then it'll be one range creep against, they'll have one range creep and you won't have any. But what you do here is you nuke him, and then you right-click him, and then you draw the aggro, which ensures that it's going to push towards him, which means that he's going to be able to get free farm and last hits. And, like, if you keep the lane, like, right here, he's going to have a very hard time laning, right? Like, he has to stand here to even get experience.
I think just as night hits in, we kill him. And then I go...
Well, the thing is... Even if you do kill him just at night, if you kept the lane here, he would be like barely level 2, and wouldn't have any options to go anywhere. So, like, yeah, you might get a kill either way, but that doesn't matter. If you kill him, he's not losing the experience that you let him get that he shouldn't have got in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta remember that technique of
Yeah, the creep aggro.
getting creep aggroing over to our ranged
Yeah,
creeps. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember that. That's a really good one.
yeah. But now it's
Like
just kind of
one of the
like
things that, yeah.
if at this point, if he just survives, he's gonna get an entire wave of creeps, and this is a pretty juicy wave for him. And you're not like it's gonna push in no matter what, and there's not much you can really do about it. And all of this is because
I think we. This is where we kill him.
well, yeah, it's just kind of
I
like
think it's because it pushes the lane in. I think what happens is they push the lane in way under the tower with so many creeps. He couldn't tank it, so I think what my idea was that we would just run at him right there with both of us.
the whole thing is the only reason anything you're doing is working is because this guy's actually retarded. Like
Okay.
all of the harass you've got on him was from his mistakes and then him not using his Q to like escape. Like right now he can jump in here with his Q and you can't do anything about it. And then he like runs over here, eats this tree, and he's gone. And you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then here you got him down from 100% to 20% because he's retarded. So like all of the stuff you're doing is working, but it's only working because this guy is
He's bad.
retarded. So
Okay.
like you're getting rewarded for the wrong behaviors because you're playing against bad players.
Yeah, this is the lowest MMR game that I think I played in the last 2 weeks. Like, for sure. Oh, I chase way too much.
You're also not skilling your Q.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes in the middle of it, I get behind on my. It's not scaling immediately.
Yeah, if you skilled this, you probably would have killed them there. Because you hit them with 2 or 3 voids that were level 1 instead of level 2.
Oh shit! Ah, man, I know yeah, I'm really making these big errors.
Yeah, 210 damage, magic damage. So he definitely would have been dead.
Yeah, fuck it. Damn it. Damn it.
And you're also holding on to way too much gold.
Yeah, my
I
quick
guess
buy
it's
wasn't
fine because you
set
can't
up.
get anything from the side shop. Never mind, actually. But here,
I should have gone. I should have left the lane.
yeah, right now I'd push this out. Like, it's kind of weird because this guy's here and you're like the offlaner, so it's weird, but I'd probably
I don't mind him being there because I was hoping that he would be leveled up enough to hold the lane on his own. You
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
mean, but it kind of what you want to do with him not here is push this out and then go like do other shit. But because he's here, if you push it out, you're gonna leave it in a weird spot. But if you don't push it out, then you're like leaving farm to an ogre, which is weird. But yeah, I think like if you just went over and I think you can see this guy on the minimap. I don't know. It might be a replay bug.
Yeah, no, I think I only got wind of him when he ran at me this time. I think he might have killed. I think he ran at me and I didn't know. I thought I was in a better position than him, just as being like a laner and him being jungling. I think, yeah, because we killed him twice.
Right here, it looks like you don't even know he's there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know he was there.
You need to be checking your minimap a lot more than that then. Like, he's been under your minimap for like 5 or 10 seconds.
Okay.
What might help you a lot with that is,
I think I saw him, and then but I wasn't worried about him. I
oh.
kind of thought he was just jungling, and that he wasn't doing anything, and that I was gonna like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought that he wasn't.
The thing with that is, if you guys just commit like 10 seconds of harassing him, that's gonna slow him down a fuck ton, right?
Okay.
Like if you can run at him, right click him some, get him down to like 30% or half the back, or use all his mana or whatever. It's not gonna really cost you guys anything, but he's either gonna have to base or he's gonna use his shrine, which means that sniper or Pingalier don't have the shrine, which means you might get a kill that you don't just by committing these 10 seconds right now. So I'd probably push this out while the Pingalier's dead. I'd push this out and then go fuck with this guy, cause like, what's stopping you from right-clicking all of this down and then go and deal with this guy when you don't have any creeps to worry about getting the last hits for? Which is kind of what you're doing, and you also should be using your clarity a lot sooner. You should have used it right when the Pingalier died. Because then, like, the chances of you getting 50 seconds with your clarity in a lane is very low. So if you pop it right now, you're guaranteeing you get 10 extra seconds of it, which is 32 times whatever your 135%. So you get like 50 more mana guaranteed from popping it right now than waiting to pop it later.
Yeah. So, yeah, I should definitely be more aware. I think I'm definitely still. You know what? I kind of thought. Yeah, I was trapped there against the.
You had phase boots.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I think I was just like, oh fuck, I'm dead.
Yeah. It's just kind of like he used his big thing with his little skeletons. If you just wait for them to go away, it's like he just wasted 9 minutes of jungling to like do nothing. Yeah. So I part of that is like it's a new skill and it's hard to judge it exactly, but it's kind of like also if you stay and fight, there's a chance for it being good for him, but if you leave, it's just only bad for him. But if you stay, there's a chance for it being good, chance for it being bad, but if you leave, it's only good. Because now he doesn't have all his skeletons. And then you come back to lane here.
Yeah, I thought I rotated. That's weird. I thought I rotated mid. Okay, is that me rotating now?
No, you're going bottom right now.
Oh, weird. Okay.
You should have went top. Because if you get, it's a lot easier to kill top. Mid, you have a fucking CM. She's slow as shit, even with like her treads and stuff. If she gets hit once, like if these break, which they're gonna break in like a last hit, yeah. Now she's pretty slow. She's but she doesn't really do much. Even like her skill build's also fucking stupid, which makes it worse. But you also need to. The lane has to be pushed up to here for you to gank this.
Yeah, even for me, like ganking on a sniper when they're full, this isn't a good game. Like I know this is like a lower MMR game.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna I'm not even gonna rotate to that. That's what I think was stopping me from like leaving the lane. Is just like, okay, I'm soaking XP on the lane. I'm gonna probably get more done, and then I should have gone to the top lane.
Yeah, the top lane would have been good because if you get a silence on either of these guys, they're dead.
Yeah, Monkey got big fast there. I don't know. Monkey was the real problem in this game.
Yeah, and if you ganked him here, you probably would have won the lane for your Slark, and then Slark would have possibly snowballed. But this is kind of like, you're really strong right now, but by going bottom, you can't push anything. You can't push your advantage at all.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is take the farm instead of letting the ogre get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I messed up there for sure. That was definitely my bad on that one. Because I was thinking like, maybe if we'll just get tower, and by the next night, we'll this is me chasing and running away, running away.
Lol.
And then with that, should probably have just shrined and then gone with the Invis rune, but I was just like, So we killed her. Yeah, because like I should have maybe
Phase
shined
boots.
alone.
If you phase boots right here, you would have killed her.
Oh yeah, but we still got her. We still got her with ogre wrapping around.
Yeah.
And
But
then I think we get this
if you
guy.
got her with the phase boots, the ogre would have had the stun for the Wraith King.
Oh yeah,
You still get him though, maybe.
yeah, we got him. I think somebody TPs in. No.
But yeah, so if you didn't have
Can I
this,
see the game stats? I don't know what the game. Can you open the game stat thing? Just let's see my like last hits is really this is what I want.
it's kind of like it doesn't matter though, because you're just a Night Stalker. This guy's a Wraith
okay.
King. This guy's a Sniper. This guy's a Monkey King. You're just a Night Stalker.
Yeah.
And this is like the strongest you're gonna get in the game. First night with phase boots, like you're not gonna top that.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's what I feel with this character. Is just like I can give my team a pretty clear advantage on the beginning, and then obviously in this situation, it's just like we're kind of doomed from the start. It's if we haven't like gotten a tower and really like are pushing down towers already. And like winning objectives pretty much immediately.
Yeah, I know what you're going for. I think the main thing that you could have done to change this game was going top when you went bottom at 6:30. Because you could have killed him, you would have delayed him by like a good 2 or 3 minutes before coming online. You would have got your Slark online a minute sooner, and you would have got the kill, and Ogre would have got the experience bottom. And it's like you didn't really do too much bottom.
Okay. That's fair. I should be roaming, even when I'm like in a laning situation of where I'm literally the only one who can really like hold the lane. Bot. Yeah, I should really like make sure I leave. I was just like looking at Sniper, and I was just like, I can't rotate mid against Sniper right now because he's pushed into the oh, he does cross the river there. Okay.
Yeah, my thought would have been to, when you got that Invis rune, I would have liked to have seen you go for the Sniper. Because, like, even if you don't kill him, you're, like, getting him low, which gives you an opportunity to kill him later, if nothing else.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's at 10 and he's ripping it.
Yeah, but the thing with offlane Night Stalker is it's very often, at least in my games, if you lane the Night Stalker offlane, you're going to be creating a lot of weird situations where if you're dual laning, like in this dual lane, you're going to be leaving a support alone bottom who has half of the experience of the lane at 4 minutes, which makes it very easy for him to die. Or if you don't have anyone there, then you're leaving the bottom lane empty, which is even worse. But if you're roaming around getting shit done, you're delaying the enemy team, you're getting your own things, and then at nighttime...
Which is like a typical game. Usually when I put the roamer on the roamer thing, people choose a really strong solo offlaner, like fucking Tide Hunter, or
yeah,
like
and then you're not
someone who
locked
can
to the
like,
bottom lane at all at that point, or the off lane.
Yeah.
And then it's like, alright, I'm a Night Stalker, I have 1,200 gold at almost 13 minutes, but it's like, if you get your Ags, you're not going to kill people better, really. Like, it'll help some, but it's like, not a Shadow Blade or something like that for other heroes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you can stay on top of them and you're a little bit beefier, but it's not like... The value of the Ags isn't your fighting potential with it. It's the vision and map control and all of that that helps the rest of your team. So it's like you can get super far ahead as a Night Stalker, but it's like that still doesn't matter. You're just a Night Stalker, and the later the game goes, like the first maybe. Go Go ahead.
I just really wish I wasn't first pick in a lot of situations of where it's like I feel like maybe I need to have more of a hero, like more hero, like you know. It just seems like there's like one of those things of where maybe I should just learn like Clinks or like SF or something like that. Something of where you can just like go basically own the whole game because I'm definitely the most focused person. You know, some of the times I would say I'm probably the most like try hard person on our team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I should just like sometimes just like go full try hard and like actually get a hero that can like be more of a mid to late game influencer.
Well, the thing is, with
amazing.
Night
Like, I
Stalker, you
love.
can do all of what you're saying. You're just not doing it because you're playing incorrectly.
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
if I
yeah,
was
okay,
playing
okay.
this Night Stalker, I would have ran this game over.
Oh really? Oh shit! Oh, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you could, man. I know you. Fucking
Yeah.
like this isn't even fun. It wouldn't be fun for you. You'd be
Yeah,
like
I would
filling out a
probably be like
spreadsheet, you know what I mean?
25-0 at this point or some bullshit.
Yeah, it would be something. You'd be doing some horrible mess to these people. But that's okay. You need to help me with this because I feel like this is where really feel like I start falling off. I haven't spent my gold yet. Obviously,
Well, that's when you're
major
supposed to
issue.
fall off. You're a Night Stalker. Your next item is Ags. You transition from... Like, your first night, you can run around with Phase Boots. Also, Orb of Venom's a really good item. After
Yeah.
your
Oh,
Phase
I
Boots.
normally get that. I mean, I normally should have that. I think I'm off the beat. Right
So, the first night, if you have Phase Boots and you run around, you're fucking strong as shit just because you have 6 base armor and you have pretty decent attack damage, and then you have 30 attack speed and 20 movement speed for next to no reason, and then you have a slow that's 50% for 3 seconds and a huge fucking nuke. You're a beast at like 4 to 8 minutes, and then like 12 to 16 minutes. But then your base stats stop mattering. Like an Ogre Magi, think about trying to kill an Ogre at minute 1, and then think about trying to kill one at minute 30. It's a completely different game, right?
now. Yeah.
And Night Stalker kind of falls into that, where his right clicks and his damage potential falls off dramatically after like the third night. Because people get their items, they get their 4 staffs, their BKBs, and then they don't care about you. And in that position, you transition from a right clicker into more of a like silence and a scout and a disable and a mini stun and a slow and all that. And that's why you don't go something like Armlet. Armlet would be kind of like what you're trying to do would be good if Armlet was a good item on Night Stalker, but it's not. Just because of how his stats are and his abilities and all of that. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like you're trying to... You feel like you should continue doing what your hero's peak is throughout the entire game. But it's... Your damage potential like peaks up real quick and then it just kind of like plateaus or like slowly goes up, but your utility just gets better and better because an 8-second silence at second night doesn't really matter too much, but one at like 50 minutes on a hero that requires to use his ult but doesn't want to get a BKB.
Pango.
Yeah, Pangolier, if like all of them don't want to be silenced or mischanced, and there's enough of them that unless they all get BKBs, and if they do, it's like just wait until it wears off or some shit.
Yeah, you just run.
Yeah, it's you're.
I'm good at running. I
Yeah.
gotta say, I got a Night Stalker. What's fun about Night Stalker is going in, kind of like fucking with someone, and then getting the hell out and flying over some bushes, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
being like, peace.
You're like
I'm
a
out.
boogie monster. You're like ooga booga, and they get scared, and you just fuck off.
Yeah, I know.
But I
love
think
it.
a lot of what your problem is going back to what I said, where
You know what? Let's go to like this is a laning game. Can we go to a roaming game?
sure.
Let's go to the. There's like one that's close. I think we might have won or lost. It was with a Rubik. Let's just click through them. I'm not. I'm not looking at my computer. I'm just looking at this. There's like a Rubik in the lineup. That was a shit show, man. This one, oh my god. Is there a Rubik on our team?
This one?
Yeah, I think I was roaming better on this one. This one.
You went Battle Fury?
Oh yeah. Oh, was it this one? Oh, I had to. Oh, you know what? I was experimenting on this game. Maybe I didn't do so well. Did we lose this one?
Hopefully, yeah.
Maybe there's another Rubik. There was another Rubik game. I think I was experimenting with Battle Fury. I think I was. Yeah, let's go to this one. I think I was roaming more. So we still lost, but I think
yeah,
I
you
was
guys
roaming
don't
more.
have any carries, and you went for an item that's good the later it goes, when they have 2 carries.
Yeah, I think we get destroyed, but I think this one we did okay. I did okay. Oh yeah, we got mega destroyed. This one and night the best people on our team is like, oh my god. Oh, the Visage wasn't interesting. Everybody was talking a lot. The communication in the early game was really good in this team, but then I felt like people like they were like super cash, but I guess it was just like the lineup was just garbage. Yet again.
Well, it's kind of like the only thing that you can do about your lineup is identify what it's at least good at, and then play towards that.
Yeah, I think the one thing is like this was definitely one of those ones of where they had a way better team fight, and for some reason, all our team wanted to do was team fight.
Your team is a lot better at picking people off, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like we're ganking because we've got 2 roamers. We have Clockwork and me, which is basically like, okay, why did you choose Clockwork after a Night Stalker?
Well, Clockwork can offlane.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Night Stalker and Clockwork are both like 3.5s that originated in the offlane before roaming was a thing.
Oh, okay. I like Clockwork. I think Clockwork's an amazing hero. I just thought that we were just like doubling up on the roles, but
well, in this situation, you're kind of like
I definitely roam in here. I definitely roam.
Yeah, but it's kind of like at this point, you're not doing anything. You're just making you guys have 2 offlaners that are getting half as much.
Yeah, but the thing is about going mid, they're just gonna yell at me. Do you know what I mean? Like, one of the things is like, I know I have to play just until I get, maybe I can just finesse other elements. You know, all the things you were saying before, like void, and then you get your regen. Make sure that you're like the second you level up, make sure like that you get your second void right away. Spend your money. Don't be an asshole and get.
Battle Fury?
I was experimenting with Battle Fury. Like, don't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think one thing that you could add to your arsenal is just going mid and throwing out a lot of voids and then leaving when you're out of mana.
Okay.
Because that's like, even if your mid's bitching at you, it's like, if you guys play it perfectly, like so a lane that's completely last hit and denied is gonna be 125% against 25% experience-wise. Meaning, if this guy last hits and denies everything, he's gonna get 125%, this guy's gonna get 25%. So this guy's gonna get 5 times the experience this guy does. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if you're here too, this guy's still going to get 2.5 times the experience this guy gets. And you're going to get 2.5 times the experience this guy gets. and this guy's gonna get all of the farm, and you're gonna be zoning this guy out.
Yeah, it was just so pushed into the lane.
Yeah, this is
I didn't
right here. It's bad. You don't really want to come here.
even for me, I was having a thing of where I think I do roam here. I think this is the game I was talking about.
Well, it's like even
Like,
if
we
you're
had
just
a
doing this for like right now, it's still like you're not doing anything. It's like, yeah, if you roam
what do I
at
do
3 minutes, it's fine,
I
but
just
you
leave
wasted your
clockwork
first
there?
2.5 minutes by just sitting here with this guy.
Hmm.
Also, quick buy. Lol, they're camping out for you. Oh, wait until he gets to the bounty room and then we'll kill him. Feels bad. Did you use your clarity? You used your salve when you still had this on you.
I wish. What did I? I see. I didn't even like. I didn't even notice
You
that
had
I
this
had
guy's
liquid
liquid
fire
fire
on.
on you.
Yeah, no, I totally botched that.
And that's
big
like,
time.
that's
That
enough to
really-
lose a lane.
Yeah, I know. I literally was really hurting from that. That was really like I didn't see that I had liquid fire on me.
And see, you're getting a quelling blade when you shouldn't be laning.
You know what? One of the things is my whole thing about the quelling blade is, over the course of the whole game, I feel like I get. Do I not roam here? Come on, I gotta roam here. This has got to be the game of where I was doing a good job roaming. Did I not leave this? Was I doing the laning bull crap again? Ah, crap.
Feels bad he missed the... Yeah, what you were saying with the quelling blade is true. Over the course of the game, it'll pay for itself, but what item over the course of the game won't pay for itself?
What? Which item won't?
Yeah. Boots will get you to the camps faster, Orb of Venom will get you kills, Wand will keep you alive and it'll help you kill other people, Windlace will get you to camps faster and might make you run away, Ags will help you see the enemy teammates, or the enemy lineup, you'll be able to de-ward all their shit, Phase Boots allows you to run away, like every item pays for itself. It's just choosing which ones are the best, which, like, a Quelling Blade, yeah, it might get you 3 last hits by 10 minutes more, but a wand might get you 2 kills and save your life once for the same gold.
Good point. I just, you know, in this situation, oh yeah, you're right. But that's what I'm saying is like, I've been kind of, one of the things I think I was overbuying small items too. Do you know what I mean? Like, do I not roam is this not the game that I, like, roamed a bunch and it was working out? I think maybe it was the other one. Sorry about that. I think it was the one after this one.
No, you're good. The other Rubik one?
Yeah. I don't know. Do I not go? Oh well. Maybe yeah, it was the other Rubik one.
Do you want to go to that one?
Yeah, I think this one. It's the same issue as the last game. Can we go to the other one?
Sure.
Other game when I'm actually doing my night stalker stuff, and where I'm actually roaming.
This one? Was this it?
Let's just try it. I think this is it. This okay? We have a reasonable thing.
Yeah, except for you go Battle Fury.
I know. You know what? I think it was from a few games earlier, of where I cleaned up like a mofo with it, because I was able to counter push an AM and Nature's Prophet with the Battle Fury, and it just got me so much value that I was just owning with it. and it was one of those things. I got caught up in a bad.
Yeah,
I
something
was
worked
doing the
and then you got
build.
like a false reward for it and it became a habit.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like think about it and then it realize that it's the same exact cost as an Ags. And instead of cleaning up what the AM and Furion do, you can just fucking find them and kill them instead.
Yeah.
And if you're playing their game, you're losing even with a Battle Fury.
I got the Battle Fury to get me the eggs faster, and then I was like, okay, great. I can get. Why don't I just get Battle Fury? The games of when I can push the, like, get daytime creep camps faster, so that I can get my ags faster, so I can get my gem faster. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it worked really, really well in one game, and then I was like, I don't know. I guess I was just like experimenting. The one thing is like I play Night Stalker too much, so I get a little bored with
Yeah.
doing things the same. So I think one of the things is maybe I should just get another hero on my roster, so I'm not doing shit like this. So where I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna do my Battle Fury pushing lanes more, and did I give up on this? Did I give up on this?
I mean, this is fine. There's nothing else for you to be doing.
Okay.
But it's like I never got bored of Night Stalker because he's always a different hero every game. Because some games you can right click and dominate and all of that. Other games you have to scout. Other games you have to be a silence on the Storm Spirit. Some games you have to get pipe. Other games you have to rush Ags. Sometimes you have to get Halberd. Sometimes you have to get Spirit Vessel. I think you're not diversifying enough with the Night Stalker
With the
how you
stuff that-
should be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. This is why I like having you as a coach, dude. You help me figure out, because I'm just flailing my arms
Yeah.
in the air. You know what
I mean,
Like,
you're definitely working
I'm
really
like-
hard. It's just we have to get you in the right direction, and I think you're trying to make like make a hole in a wall when you can just go through the door.
Yeah.
And it's you can get as far, but you're using like 40 times the effort when you could use that effort. Just like it's kind of like if you don't see pros doing it, there's a reason you're not seeing them do it. And like even if it does work, it's gonna work as a cheeky bullshit thing. So like I've never built
So
Battle Fury
this is
as
something. This is something that I do now. If I can steal the wave and then try to place it where we want to be, like here, I'll kind of go back and forth. And
you would want to
take
do
the
it
wave a
here.
little bit. I would do one of the I saw a pro doing it where you're keeping instead of just trying to like farm the XP. What I'm doing is trying to place the wave.
Yeah, you can place it here though, and you don't have to tank it forever, and they can't contest it at all.
Okay.
So if you just run up here, but you have to make sure that the creeps follow you. So like, you have to like,
Oh yeah, do this wiggling. You wiggle on the stairs.
yeah, something like that, and then have them meet up here, and then you don't take any damage here. You don't lose this guy, and then they can't
So I
do
was just trying
anything
to place
about
the
it.
wave here so that we could like blast hit safely.
Well, if you put it back here, there's nothing they can do about it, and then this wave you can still drag back. I don't know
back.
exactly how it.
Okay.
I haven't done this myself, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure
I just
most
saw
people.
up some pros doing it, and I was like, "Fuck, that's great."
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. I don't like it. Though it's like good, but it's just like stupid. It's like not actual
really?
Dota.
Okay, it's not actual Dota.
Well, it's definitely good, and you should be doing it. It's just not how Dota should be played. Like, it's kind of like you remember Pudge fountain hooks.
No.
Pudge would get Chen's TP thing, where he sends back teammates.
Yeah. Yeah. You can send someone back
Yeah.
to the fountain.
Pudge would time that so when he throws out the hook, he would be sent back to base, and then it would hook people all the way back to
Into the
base
base.
with him. Yeah, and it's one of those things where that's not how the
It sounds
game.
like a broken.
Yeah, people. I think like TI3, the team that won it, like abused that kind of, or TI2 or something. But that's like
Okay.
they took that out because it's not what Dota is supposed to be, and this is kind of like, it like you should definitely be doing it if it's the right spot to do it, and it's not bad.
Yeah, I
it's
was just right. I was right at the wave when it was grabbing me, so
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I'm.
I'm
gonna
not.
be
I'm not
doing.
saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's like a stupid mechanic that's probably gonna get taken out.
Okay.
But you can
Yeah,
definitely
because like even the mechanics of where one of the things I want to know in the off lane, should I creep be doing creep pulls? Do you know what I mean? Like creep pull the.
you can.
Like creep pull the lane because when like now we're all pushed in. This is like the
Yeah,
opposite
you
of
could
what
have
I
done
wanted.
it here.
Do it? What?
You could have done it here. You could have pulled this.
Yeah. Is that
And there-
pretty easy to do? Like I haven't even done that. Like I literally have never done that.
Yeah, you have to pull it this way. It doesn't work up here anymore, and you
Okay.
have to do
Oh,
it.
so that's where I want it anyways.
Yeah, and you want to do it here, and these don't work anymore. So if
Okay.
you pull it here. If you pull it,
Is it hard to time? Is there like a number that I
I
go
just
to
kind of
hit it?
eyeball it. Like probably right now would work. So like 17ish.
Just like where they're almost touching the tower. Right
Yeah,
before
it's
okay.
kind of like the creeps are about as fast as these guys are. So when
Okay.
you want these guys to be like here, or it's about this distance, so I'd say probably like more like here-ish would be better. Like if they're
Okay.
in this area, would probably be the best.
And then what do I just leave them to do their thing there, or do I soak the XP there, or do I run back to lane to get the?
The lane creeps will be worth more, so you want
Okay.
to be on the lane creeps if you can, and that might
Okay.
mean you're just
They'll
pulling
be
the
pushing
lane creeps.
into our tower.
Yeah, you can pull them into your tower, and then it's like if these guys go get this, it's like all right, well they were gonna do that anyways, but like if you're an offlaner and you're free farming, you're doing really well, and if the enemy, unless like you're solo against a Spectre, then you don't really want to be both of you free farming. But if it's like you're a Night Stalker against like a Slark and a Clockwork or some shit, if you can free farm in that lane, you're doing really well. So if you can trade where both of you are free farming, that's a really good trade for you.
Okay.
Even though it's
so
like
it's just
exactly
about free
even.
farming. It's like,
Well-
hey, I want a free farm. I don't care if you free farm.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
you're how the safe lane should go is usually like it's super favored to the carry because they have the lane advantage. They have more pole camps. It sits farther back naturally, and they usually have supports. So with all of that in mind, if you can go to the off lane and get the same amount as this guy with all of his advantages, you're going to be doing pretty well.
One of the things I'm doing too is maybe not necessarily running for last hits like that. For ours, is just I'm hitting our dudes more often so that it will push the lane wave back. Do you
Well,
know
it's
what I
kind of
mean?
like you're doing a lot of other shit that ruins it, like attacking
Okay.
the enemy carry once and then pulling all of the creep aggro at you.
Okay, and then
like-
that's just gonna push it like major.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you do that for like a second, it'll do more damage than you trying to fix it for like 20 seconds.
Alright. I gotta say, my new screen, it's like literally twice. It's like twice as big as my laptop screen. I can actually last hit well.
That's good.
I feel really, I
A
feel
really good
good
tool
about it.
is they put this in, and I've been trying to do this every day. You just go to the learn training, start training,
Yeah,
and then
I've been playing that a lot.
yeah, just go in with SF and see how many you can get. I try and do it twice a day and then write it down.
I'm not doing so hot. I can only get like to like a good silver score, I've never gotten gold or.
I don't really care too much about the score because it's based off of like streaks and stuff. So it's not
Mm.
like I just write down how many last hits I got
Okay.
and how many
Oh,
last
okay.
hits I got and how many denies I got.
Okay. I think I do like. Don't they just have a percentage thing? And my percentage is like the best I've ever gotten. Even the last hit dude
Yeah.
was about 60%, 63% or
As SF,
65%.
are you doing
I
it with
Shadow
Shadow
Fiend?
Fiend?
No, no, Night Stalker.
Oh, with Night Stalker, you should be doing a lot more than that.
Yeah,
But
I can't get
it's
past 70.
yeah, it's something that you can do it for like 3 or 6 minutes a day, and then you want to
Okay,
stop and just like um how
do
do I
something
put it?
else.
If you sleep on it, you're a lot better the next day. Um,
Mm.
like you could train for an hour today, and you would be as good like later that day as if you
Mm.
just did like 3 or 6 minutes and then slept on it.
Yeah.
So it's more of a
Well,
um, doing more isn't like
it's gonna make you better.
yeah, like you can do 3 minutes and it's probably half as good as doing an hour or
Mm.
30 minutes if you give yourself the time to sleep on it.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see you do um, an hour spread over a month than like 10 hours in a week and then never do it again.
Mm.
Um,
I should probably have tried to wrap maybe there, like wrap around to under the tower maybe.
you're not
They were
using your
pretty
phase
low and
boots
then.
enough, and you could have quelling blade these trees, which would have given you vision. And you're also
Oh,
too
I
quick.
would never be able to micro that. I'm so
Oh,
bad. That's like I'm not there yet.
okay.
I wouldn't I can't I can like literally maybe use all my spells, worry about my positioning, and maybe use one or two items. But
Okay.
like that's like my absolute maximum.
Yeah.
But like a quelling blading trees is just gonna be like way down the line for me.
I think so. With that in mind, the best that you would do here is phase
Phase boot
boots.
into them.
Yeah, phase boots into them, or even like you could have wrapped around this way and given
Which way?
yourself a better angle.
Oh yeah, that's something I can do.
Yeah, and then also, yeah,
Yeah, wrapping around that way, I think that would have been really good.
yeah,
Pinstring
because
them
he
in a
would have
little
ran
bit.
into you if he was trying to escape to the tower.
Yeah, I like that.
And then also, um,
I
another
should have
thing
just
that you're
kept
gonna run into a
focusing on
lot
the.
is people react slow. This guy reacted pretty well, but sometimes like he'll keep running this way. So you don't want to use your abilities until you realize they react, which you did fine here. It's just a thing to watch out for. Um, and then when he
I
does
should
this
have kept
juke
focusing.
here,
Yeah.
you should be using your fly because it gives you vision of them, and it's like
Okay.
when are you going to need to use that in the next 26 seconds, if not right now?
True that.
Like, you can just run away from these guys if worse comes to worse.
I use my fly when somebody's juking into the side bushes, but rarely in this situation, unless it's like some situations I do. But if someone's like trying to escape with their life, then I'm really quick to fly. Now in this situation, I wouldn't have thought about that. This is good that we're looking at that because
Yeah, it's just
when
kind of
I'm
like...
kind of when I'm pursuing someone in some situations, I will definitely do that, but not in just a single tree juke.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just kind of like, at this point, you know he's juking, but you don't
Yeah.
know exactly what he's doing. So then you just press this and you're like, alright, nice fucking try, kid. And then you
Yeah.
get on top of him and you kill him.
That's like when people are playing against you and they don't realize that an eggs on Night Stalker is just like you can't hide. There's
Yeah.
like no you can't hide.
Lol.
Amazing. Yeah. It's like and they're trying to juke through the trees and you're just like, okay.
That doesn't work.
coming at you. But that's only in like low MMR stuff like this, of where they're not just like trying to instantly TP out while your void's on cool, like wait for you to void and then immediately immediately okay, yeah, this is definitely the game I was talking about. And then I was like, hey dude, do you want to go mid? He got kind of nervous here for a second. He's like, I don't know if I want to do this. Just do it. I'll tank it. And then which was great. The Rube totally killed it on that one.
I wouldn't be buying these Tingos. Yeah, you're buying way too much regen.
I know. See, that's one of my huge things. Like, I'm always full on regen. I feel like one of the things that I've been doing is overbuying small items, and I noticed it in a few games. I was just like watching this one guy Slark, who totally, this is maybe the game of where the guy had no items or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was another Slark game. He like literally only had brown boots, and then he got a shadow blade, and I was like, oh man, I'm just like totally killing this guy. He's got nothing. And then because he only purchased like the 2 items that made him strong, he won because he just got a few good ganks, kind of at that 12 to 20 minute mark.
Yeah.
And then he just owned the whole game because he only got exactly what he needed, even though he didn't have a lot. And I was just like, how is he like 2 levels ahead? And I was like, oh, it's just because he's getting those major kills at that exact mark. Is this where I died? Is this where I start losing the game? I don't remember.
You started losing the game when you bought fucking all of this regen.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'm like the regen king.
Or you could just get an urn and get it sooner and not waste 110 gold every time you want to heal somebody for 400. Like, when you get urn, that means every kill you get is 2 salves. So, every salve you buy might delay you 2 salves later on, and those aren't wasted salves.
Yeah, I'm definitely messing up with that.
Also,
where I find myself was buying way too many small items, and yeah.
So what should you be doing this very second?
I was trying to do the wraparound only to... Because I thought... I don't know what exact... I haven't been paying attention.
Look at the time.
Okay, yeah.
What should you be doing this very second?
I don't know. Tell me.
Look at your level.
Okay, I'm at 6.
Yeah.
Oh, man!
Yeah.
See, the thing is, one of the things is, I only use that when I'm just about to get on top of someone, only because I feel like they're like, oh, Night Stalker ulted. Ooh, am I out of position? Okay, I'm gonna run. So a lot of times what I'll do is, I'll just R when it's in the last, like, few seconds of when I'm just, like, about to sweep onto somebody.
Well, the thing is, imagine if all 5 of them back across the map. Does it matter if you're getting a kill or not?
Oh, that's true. If
all of them have to play like 50% safer because you pressed this, you basically killed 2.5 people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of...
I definitely effed that up.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like in the later games, people, when they realize that you're doing it at this time, they're not going to get any extra scared. Just because they know that you're just playing Night Stalker correctly. And that makes it so the day-night cycles, instead of it being daytime half the time and then nighttime half the time, it moves it to... I'd have to do the math, but I don't really want to. Something like probably 60-40, which means you're like 20% more effective throughout the game, because it's nighttime more instead of day.
Okay. should I just be making it a habit of just extending the night as much as I can? You know what I mean? Like, okay, the second
You
night
don't
is
want
done.
to extend night, but you do want to cut day.
Okay.
Because if you cut the day, you're never going to run into a time where you want to go for a kill, but your ult's on cooldown and it's not nighttime.
Mm.
But if you extend the night, then what happens at what happens at 17 minutes when you need to go for a kill?
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
ult's
okay,
on
yeah.
cooldown.
Yeah.
So it's much better to cut the daytime than it is to cut the daytime and then be a constant threat because your ult is up, and then don't extend night. And you
Don't
bought
extend
more
night, okay.
fucking regen? What?
Oh, I'm the regen king. Did I
No,
not get
you
my...
haven't earned. Just get kills.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I was kind of playing with my thing.
You probably
Yeah.
wasted like 500 or 600 gold on regen that you didn't need.
Mm.
Which means you're not
I
gonna
think
have
I
an
was
over
just
club.
low. I think I was just low a lot. So I think I was just low there. So I just got the salve because I was low at that particular instant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like
now you're
impulse,
gonna be
impulse.
when you get the salve, you're gonna be like 300 health from full.
This is
And
where
you
I
got
start
tankers.
losing. This is where I lose the game for us. Is that
Yeah.
I think this is when I totally know. Because after the game I was like thinking about it. I was just like, okay, this is 100% where I've lost the game because I'm doing better on CS. This is where I start losing it because I literally I'm just hanging out in their jungle while this is where I messed up really bad.
Well, I think the main thing is the regen.
I was trying to pressure the tower, I think, and I what? Sorry?
The regen. You bought way too
Okay.
much regen. Like that's the main thing here. Like I don't really even care about what you're doing right now. It's the regen.
Okay.
Because it's you're 600 gold behind what you should be. Just because of the regen, and the main thing with that is you're gonna be playing in a way, or you're gonna be teaching yourself to play in a way that only works when you have the regen. So you're not only buying the regen when you shouldn't be, you're going to be playing with that regen when you shouldn't have the regen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then you're going to, when you fix the regen problem, you're going to be playing incorrectly because you're used to being like, oh, well, I'm down 300 health, let's just fly out a salve.
My idea, the original idea behind what I was doing, and this is where all this like mega regening comes in, is that the idea of going back to Fountain, it's worth more to spend 100 right now. Oh, can I just get this
Sure.
really quick?
Yeah.
Can we? Dan speaking. It's sorry, I thought it could have been something important.
Gotcha.
Is because the idea for me is that experience is worth more than money. In the fact that leaving the lane or not being able to fight creeps or not being able to last hit, if I spend 100 now on regen, I'm able to stay in lane, I'm able to pressure more, is better than like playing back. Do you know what I mean? Or
It's also,
definitely
if you
never,
think
never
about
go
it,
to base.
if you get earn 3 minutes sooner because you didn't buy that regen, every kill you get is 800 health, and you have an earn. Whereas if you buy salves all the time, your salves are directly going into the garbage every time you use them.
True that.
And like I don't want to say flying out regen is bad. Like it's definitely good with clarities when you need that mana, because that's 50 gold and you don't have to go back to base. But like at this point, let's say you drop to 20%, you have to fly out 2 salves to get yourself back to full. So it's kind of like the later on the game goes, the worse it gets, because like the difference between level 1 and 2, the amount stronger you get on basically any hero is a lot, usually. And the amount of experience you need to get from 1 to 2 is next to nothing. So getting creeps is worth a lot, usually. And then also, in the early game, your health is low enough that if you're low enough to being scared, a salve will heal you back to full, usually. But the later on the game goes, the worse it is to fly out all this stuff for all three of those reasons. Because the difference between a level 12 Night Stalker and a level 13 Night Stalker is next to nothing compared to a level 1 to 2, and the amount of experience you need is like 10 times as much. And the amount of regen that you need to go from 20% to full is like 2 or 3 times as much.
Okay. I'm definitely messing up on my regen game because, like, man, do I ever buy tangos? Like, so I just need to stop buying tangos 100%.
I think I haven't. Like, the only times that I buy tangos past the start is if I'm in a lane where I'm getting constantly harassed, usually as a carry. So if they have like Enchantress or a Windrunner or something that I can't really like directly deal with, and they're just gonna damage me. Or a LC where she's spamming out her nukes with a Soul Ring. Then I'll get tangos maybe. And then aside from that, salves are a lot better. Because they're more instant and they're more of a fix. They're not as efficient, but it's like you don't have to be tangoing up for a minute and a half to be back to strength from it.
Yeah. So this is where a Slark kills me real good, and I think this is definitely where I start throwing it. Definitely where I start throwing this game in a major way. But all 4 starts showing up. Once this all 4 gank happens, the game starts like slowly losing. And then this is where I have the whole Night Stalker whole
you bought more tangos.
It's like, I know, I'm an idiot. This is crazy.
It's about.
I always have. I know, it's terrible. I should have at least a wand would have been better than the tank.
Yeah, a wand would have been like 3 pair of tangos by now, and it'd also still be a wand. And I need to get a wand. My main thing is this is bad. You're gonna die in a second here.
Yeah, I do die. I literally get totally gone on major, and then this is just like game over.
What do we see right now that shows that you're gonna die in a few seconds? Or in less than a minute.
Well, there's like the lack of heroes on the map, and the fact that
this Slark heading the Slark's heading in your direction.
I can see him. You know what? I even saw him coming towards me. I don't know what I knew. You know what? I literally threw the game right here. I knew. And then when I was looking at him, I looked at his items. He literally had like 2 items. He had like Shadow Blade and boots. He had his. And I was like, I felt like I was doing super good. I got like tons of kills that game. I was like, why the fuck am I getting killed? It's like, oh, dude, you're spending way too much money on little shitty items, and I guess the regen is what did it. I thought it was all these.
The best part is you've spent like 1,000 gold on regen, and you're not even full health.
yeah, I know. It's like, it's mental.
It's kind of like the chances of Slark going on you, even if it's like he very well could have been like farming here or here or here, right? And I think that's what you're falling into. You're like, oh yeah, well he's probably just like there's no way he goes on me. So you're like creating a false sense of security. But even if it's like a 30% chance he goes this way, you're just dead.
Yeah, even when I cut and then I was being greedy, I saw the creep being low, so I think I was like, okay, 1 hit, and I was like super greeded out. Yeah. You know what? Because I saw the 1 hit, it was a 1-hit thing, and I think that's where I was like, okay, I made a really bad mistake, but I knew when I stayed around for that second creep, I was like, this was a really bad decision.
Yeah,
And
I've definitely
yeah.
went through that where you like know that something's wrong, but you do it anyways, and then you do it like 100 times before you actually like start to incorporate it.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that you're looking at me actual doing roaming, and I felt like I made a significant impact in the beginning. I didn't know what was my major issues here, and I didn't know the regen.
Do
I
you
would have
know it
kept
now at
tangoing.
least?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
dude. I will never get another fucking tango past minute 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's like, it's not gonna happen. I'm really on top of this. You can see me. My last hittings improve dramatically. My
Well, you're
game
buying
sense.
fucking Quelling Blade. Your last hitting better be improving. You shouldn't be buying this item on Night Stalker. I think it's like
What?
you shouldn't be buying Quelling Blade on Night Stalker. I would encourage you to not buy it at all. Like the only
Okay.
time that I would think to buy a Quelling Blade on Night Stalker is if it's like 40 minutes in and I have a Ags and a gem, but I don't have enough time to last hit the wards when I
See,
kill
well,
them.
that's one of the reasons of why I get it. Okay, this was the idea. Was that I so
No,
often in
it's
the late
wrong.
game, the quelling blade has saved so much time and
It's
energy.
wrong.
Just what?
No,
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 no.
it's
Okay, all right.
wrong. Because
Is that
it's
yeah?
going back to the what item isn't gonna pay for itself at 40 minutes in the game. What item can you get at 1 minute that won't have paid for itself by 40 minutes? And the answer is there isn't a like aside from your fucking tangos and your salves, there
Okay,
isn't any
yeah.
items that um, and it's going to be encouraging you to take the easy route instead of the productive route. Um,
Mm.
like when you have a quelling blade, you're more likely to go jungle a camp, right?
Oh yeah, because
Because you're
they
like, I
go
have a
down
fucking
so much
quelling blade.
faster.
This is going to be so quick.
Yeah.
But instead, you could have like a wand and you could go kill mid or something. So it's kind of like you're 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 coddling yourself with it. You're making your life easy, and you're
Yeah.
not like going out and growing and learning and improving because of this item.
Yeah. No, no, that makes sense.
So I would like it might be good in some of your games if you're forced to lane, but even still, I would
Oh, I'm
recommend just
100%
like
gonna
never
get it if I
buying it.
lane. What?
I,
I'm gonna not buy it. You're gonna see me. I'm way more into this wand earn idea, like getting wand and then immediately.
well,
I
it's not
love
even that
earn.
earn is or wand is like an every game pickup. It's not. It's just it's another item that could replace it. I mean, like
I
raindrop.
definitely have regen issues. I feel like for some reason, I definitely have regen issues. Like for me, like, um, you can see I'm kind of obsessed with. I think that's from early. I think early on in my Dota games, I just was always getting bullied out of lane, or I was running back to fountain, and I was like, basically, I got it like drilled in
Yeah,
my
I
head
know.
that going to the
It's a
fountain is
phase.
bad.
I think
What?
that it's good though. Like that's a good thing that's happening. But getting more regen is not the solution that you want to
Yeah.
be going for right now, because it's kind of like the quelling blade where you're coddling yourself. You're making your life easy instead of learning how to get the least amount harassed or get to the items that make it so the harassment doesn't matter. You're just buying more regen, which is like it's the easy way out. Some games it is correct to get more regen, but you're way overdoing it and like horribly overdoing it. Like I usually don't spend more than like 200 gold on health regen on nights. I'd say on average a game with Night Stalker I probably buy around 200 gold across all of my games for health regen. Whereas this game you spent like almost 1,000. Clarities is a completely different thing. But like it's like your quelling blade. You're just coddling yourself. You're like, oh well, I'm not getting pushed out of lane, so I must be doing something right. And then you fucking run into like you take 300-400 damage to get one last hit. And then you're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not out of lane, so everything I'm doing is fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's good enough for this lesson.
Okay.
And we're how long? That was about an hour and a half ish.
Okay.
So yeah, do you have any questions to wrap this up with?
No, dude, you're helping me immensely. I was having a really bad week last. I was on like a losing streak. I feel like you've fine-tuned me again.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, it's
man.
good that you're trying things because, like, I can't correct you unless you're, like, if you're just doing the most basic, boring, bland, wrong stuff,
Mm.
I can't really, like, correct that too much. But if you're doing shit that's completely off the wall and, like, you're trying to improve and learn from all of that, and then I'm like, alright, well, you're on the right track, but you way fucking overshot it, and you gotta
Yeah.
tune it back in. Like,
I'm gonna get creative on my shit. That's the thing is like I'm gonna get off the mark again because I get ideas in my head that like I need to play it at a 1K style so that I can dominate. But then
I hate that.
all these ideas that I'm like okay I'm good like I'm a solid Night Stalker, but maybe there's ways that I can 1K it, that I can kill a 1Ker. It's like, no. I'm doing
it's
it all right.
the way that I like to put it is look at the game and ask. For you, it could be like, would tact win this game? And if the answer
every
is,
game.
I'd
like,
say
there's not a one
there's
game that
some
you would
games that
not be
probably are
laughing.
unwinnable, and like there's some games probably in your bracket that I wouldn't win.
Oh, dude. If you this one oh man, we had a alchemist mid, steel mid. Say I'm taking mid, and then the whole time he just went around the map stealing bounty runes. Like
Lol.
like literally, he left his lane. He wasn't even in the lane ever. It was unbelievable.
Very nice.
And he ended up having something like at the end of the game something just barely 300 gold per minute. It was great.
That's some quality ass shit. But yeah, when you run into those games, it's kind of like you gotta just realize that if you think that I wouldn't win the game, then just kind of like move on from it, and that's all that it is. Like some games are just gonna be like that, but then other games, if
mid,
it's,
and I just laugh. I'm just like, we're losing this one.
yeah,
Yeah, I
got
can't
you.
deal with it.
But it's
You can't do anything with it.
it's also you have to think about it. Would I win the game with a traditional build?
No,
And
you'd
then-
probably do some. What I would assume is this is what your deal is. You're gonna get your urn and your eggs probably at a respectable time, but maybe you'll get Abyssal Blade after, depending on who you're against. Or maybe you're gonna go get if you just want straight regen. Maybe like one of the things that I found I always win the game if I ever get is a heart. If I can get to like heart, I just zap in, do some damage, run out, re-heal. I'm back in, like I'm always in their face. You know what I mean? Like I've never lost with a gem and a heart. There's just no way.
Well,
You know?
yeah, that's also like saying, oh, I win every game that I have butterfly on. But it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
by the time that you have the butterfly, you probably won the game anyways.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like one of those things of where you're always going to get to it, but maybe your last items where you're already mega winning already is going to be slightly different, or it's going to be like, but you've already won the game.
Yeah, it's like I have a higher win rate when I have Aegis or Refresher Shard or Cheese.
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, so any final questions or anything?
No, we're all good.
Alright.
Thank you so much. It's been really helpful to get the like a tune-up.
Yeah, thanks for getting the
definitely-
lessons. I'll try to have it uploaded in like probably an hour or so.